Hey, if you had an accident tomorrow, though, seriously, would you know where to bring your car? You're going to go to V&J Auto Body. V&J Auto Body has been repairing cars for 40 years. It's a small family-owned business. They are a proud sponsor of ours. They've been with us since the beginning. Folks, I can't say enough about V&J Auto Body. State-of-the-art facility. They are one of the most certified shops in Suffolk County. They have the technology, the business processes, the equipment, and most importantly, the personnel to repair your car and make sure that it's put back to pre-loss condition. For your convenience, they now have two amazing locations, one in Southampton and, of course, the original location in Lindenhurst, New York. All right, so go to VandJAutobody.com. They can be reached at 631-226-0070. Remember, V&J Auto Body is looking out for your interests, not the interests of the insurance guys. All right, everybody, welcome back to the new year. We're on the other side of 25. Here we are in 26. So happy New Year to everybody out there, all of our listeners and our followers. Thank you very much for sticking around. We appreciate the dedication and the continued support. All right, and hopefully we continue to grow. I don't see why not. We have some real exciting stuff coming ahead. One thing I do want to say I'm really excited about is the new launch of, well, I shouldn't say new launch. That sounds kind of redundant. The relaunch of the all-new Collision Services Network. All right, so keep an eye out for that. I'll definitely let you know when it's up and available and accessible. We are very close to that. I'm real excited about that. I see some really good stuff happening out of that for the folks and also for our body shop clients out there. We are going to be partnering up with Barone Media Incorporated. I'm real excited about that too. I think that's going to work out real well for our clients. We're going to be able to offer them a suite of additional products and services that will help them in their quest to grab more market share and also improve their footprint in the auto body industry and, of course, to the customers. All right. And as usual, our listeners and our subscribers, all right, on the YouTube channel over there, all right, and followers of us here on Crash Course Podcast. You guys will benefit from that as well. All right. There'll be some useful information over there. And of course, body shops that you can, trust to repair your car, for you and not the insurance guys. And that's getting more and more challenging. We're going to continue, beating that up in 26 because folks, things are getting really bad. All right. I mean, really bad out there. All right. And, believe me when I tell you, okay. And I started to emphasize this at the end of 25 because I know a lot of people when it comes to insurance products, they're always like, well, I don't really give a shit. It has nothing to do with me. I pay the premium. I get in a wreck. I go to a shop. That's their fucking problem. They got to deal with it. Well, not anymore, man. Not anymore. Okay. And unfortunately, I got less and less, ability to wage war against them. It's really getting that bad out there. All right. And that's in, no damn small part due to Cuomo. What he did in New York State, he had to pay back his insurance cronies who padded his campaign probably, right? All that bullshit money that gets thrown around with politicians. And he had to pay them back. So within 6 months of getting in there, he did what every good politician does, right? He got rid of the Department of Insurance. So you, the consumer, all right, and and likewise, the small business guy, the auto body guy, we have nowhere to go. It's that simple, folks. There's no good damn alternative. Now, you could put complaints in here, V&J Auto Body. We do that all the time. We file complaints. We get, boilerplate, answers and replies, and I don't know. And other ones just go into the twilight zone. We never even hear from anybody. So now the consumer, you guys have a little more gravitas, right? So we advocate for our customer. And a lot of times we will assist them in filing a complaint as well. And the Department of Financial Services, because that's what it is now, they will appease you as well. They'll put a little more, grease on the skids, to really make you feel like they're stepping it up. But from what I hear, it doesn't really it doesn't go too far either, right? You have to really have an egregious situation. And I don't know what the hell their definition of egregious is. All right. If it comes to my customers, anytime my customers at V&J Auto Body, all right, are being screwed by the insurance company, I don't care if it's minor or small, if it's a dollar related thing or a part thing or a process thing. To me, it's egregious, right? I mean, if you're the recipient of that crap, then it's egregious. If it's increasing the amount of money you have to pay me, it's egregious. But, the state just, they side with the politicians, with the insurance guys, because they're the guys with all the money. That's an old song that just keeps getting played every decade, every century. It doesn't seem like anything changed. I would even say shit's gotten worse with that. You hear everybody talk about corruption and all this other bullshit. Well, you ought to take a look at the insurance industry, right? They talk about no collusion. But meanwhile, you got Geico will roll out some kind of a policy, right? We're not paying for this anymore. We're not paying that anymore. And lo and behold, within a couple of months, every other insurance company has the same idea. Hey, their idea may look a little different, but it's the same shit. But there's no collusion in the industry, right? I call bullshit on that, man. Collusion my ass all over the place. You ever hear the word antitrust? I thought we had antitrust legislation. I guess that don't apply to the insurance guys. It's unbelievable. So we're gonna keep on top of that and keep giving you guys ideas. You know the mantra over here, right? We give you information and knowledge you need and can use, and advice you can trust, and you can trust us. All right, over here. You know that. If you've been following me, if you've been listening to me from the radio days over the podcast now, you know that the things I say here, the ideas, all right, the processes, procedures, the news, right, whether it's news involving a car or recalls or anything like that, if it's insurance related, body shop, folks, I am always speaking from a factual and sincere position, right? There's no BS here. Well, to use the old Bill O'Reilly speak, all right, there's no spin here. All right, we're laying it on the line, folks, telling you how it is. All right. What you do with that information, that's up to you. Right. Obviously. But remember what I used to say a while back, right? I used to have that saying that information is power and all this other, when we had back in the early 90s, all the cliches were rolling out faster than crap through a goose. And the big one was, empowerment, knowledge is power, and I called bullshit on that, right? You could be the smartest guy in the room, man. And I can tell you from experience, folks, all right? Because not to blow smoke up my own ass, but a lot of times I was a pretty smart guy in the room. It didn't matter, right? It didn't matter because I didn't have the ability to translate that knowledge into any kind of useful energy because I simply wasn't in a position of power, right? Fact of life. I was just a little guy, right? I was a soldier, foot soldier. So, that's all horseshit, man. Yeah, knowledge is great, and it's good to have knowledge. You want to be smart. You want to educate yourself, but you need to be able to you need to know what to do with it and have the ability to do something with it. And so that's what we do here, right? That's what we've been doing, and we're going to continue to do that. We give you knowledge and information, but we also show you what you can do with it and why it's important that you know what to do with it and where to go with it. All right? Big difference there, man. Big difference. All right, so something struck me like a bullet in the side of the head last night. I was watching CBS Sunday Morning News. I guess that's it. My wife watches the show. Anyway, they decide they're going to, parade a bunch of, I thought anyway, it was going to be a parade of a bunch of whiners and complainers about the insurance industry and how they screw everybody and blah, blah. Folks, I got to tell you though, man, this shit hit me like in the side of the head like a frying pan. They turned around and they talked about the healthcare industry, right? And now check this out. They had some guy that was that worked as I don't know what the hell he did. He was some kind of insurance guy for 35 years with some major company. And I thought this was profound. Now listen up, okay? You remember Squeaky here? Squeaky, what do you think? Huh? Happy New Year. All right, Squeaky. When he gets all worked up, folks, you got to listen to what's coming down the pike. So hear me out, all right? This guy turns around and says that insurance companies, all right, this is the most screwed up business that there is. Most businesses. Now listen to this. Follow this. Because like I said, when it hit me, at first I heard him say it. I'm like, wait a minute. Holy shit. He said, how screwed up is this industry? The insurance industry. He said, it is the most effed up industry on the face of the earth. I mean, and there are a lot of screwed up businesses, right? Or industries that you can get involved with. It's probably the only industry where the more shit you use of theirs, the more products, the more services that you demand or use from them, the less likely they are to want to help you. Now let that sink in. Because when it sunk into me, I was like, a light bulb went off in my head. I'm like, holy shit. I never even looked at it from that angle. The insurance industry as a whole, right now, there might be other, individual companies that, for the most part are not as bad actors, but taken as a whole, the insurance industry, that business, okay, is probably the only business where the more shit that you want to use, the more stuff that you want to ask them for, the less likely it is they want to help you. Any other business, Apple, the more phones, the more cords, right? The more iPads you want to buy, yeah, good, buy them. The more service you want to use, the more gigabytes, the more data, the cell data, whatever the hell. I'm no technical guy. I don't know what runs these things. All right, more satellite hookups, whatever the hell it is that you like. Fine, man, that's fine with us. Insurance companies, though, you put a claim in and you ask for shit, they look for ways to not give you shit. They're the only industry that's out there that actually charges you a fee, a premium, right? And you pay that premium every day, every month, every year, over and over, right? Printing money, paying the insurance guys. And then 15 years into that, you decide, hey, I'm going to use some of that shit that I've been paying for 15 years. And you put the claim in, and then here they come and they tell you, we're not paying for this. We're not paying for that. We're only paying for this. You got to pay half of that. Oh, and on top of that, you owe $1,000 because you told us you were going to pay that if you had an accident. It's just, you talk about a concept beyond the absurd. I don't know. I don't know how who came up with that, man. That guy ought to get the Nobel Prize for finance and banking, because that is a scam and a half, boy. When you look at it from that angle, holy shit. Come on, folks, you got to admit, let that sink in. The only industry where you pay for something and then you ask to use the product or service that you paid for and they try and not pay you. Phenomenal. But that's where we're at. And now, that was on the healthcare side. And I said to myself, but you know what? They're using the same approach on the personal auto side and the homeowner side. Holy shit. Anybody put a homeowner's claim in? What a nightmare that is. Holy crap, boy. You're with a company for, decades, and then all of a sudden, the storm of the century comes and you put a claim in there, you're going to find out real quick what the hell you didn't pay for. What you thought you paid for and what they're going to give you. They're going to give you mismatched tiles, half a roof. It's just, it really is a phenomenon to see. So I wanted to get that out there today because I really thought that drove this whole issue home of what we try and do here at Crash Course. All right, think about that. Let that set in, folks. I want to hear from people. I'm on Instagram, and we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. All right. We're all on there, right? I scroll along, the midnight scroll, I call myself the midnight scroll. I'm scrolling along there and you start going down the wormhole and you forget about it. The weird shit that you start to find. I don't know how deep this stuff goes, boy, but you start running into some real weirdos the further down the wormhole you get, right? But seriously though, I'm assuming that, if you're following me and stuff like that you can make comments. So I want everybody to comment on this because this episode was about health insurance. All right. And I don't know about you, but I am freaking pissed off and fed up with the bullshit when it comes to health insurance. All right. They were going through all these case studies about these poor bastards that had cancer. This one couple, they were both doctors and they're being asked to pay $80,000 in chemo because they didn't think the chemo drugs were the ones that they should have been using. Another guy couldn't get authorization for scans. Somebody else needed medication that they've been taking for years, and all of a sudden the doctor decided that, hey, man, you need to be on this new medication because it's more efficient, less side effects. They just decided, well, we're not paying for it. You've got to stay on the other shit. Like, I want to hear from people out there. Are people as good as pissed off and fed up as I am about this shit? Really? I'd like to see some comments on that because I got to tell you, folks, the shit that goes on in this. I'm 63, right? I'm an old fart. But when I was a young puppy out there running around, and I was a patriot, I was a blue, I was a, Boy Scout, military, oh no, I waving the flag and this and that, right? I got to tell you, I look at the shit that goes on though. When you hear this crap, when you hear that people get denied all this type of shit, right? And then you find out we're sending $2 billion to some African shithole country so that they can get their healthcare system in order. No shit. Go look it up. We decided to release $2 billion to some crap hole over in West Africa so that they could get their health system in order so we didn't have to continue to support them. Now, before somebody gets on this soapbox and this guy, was talking about, it's not a blank check. I know it's not a blank check. All right, I get it. It's not like they write a check from America, if $2 billion, here you go, deposit it, you guys go, run around, spend it as you will. No, I get it. It's probably partitioned off, in certain guarantees for equipment or services or something. But here's the point though, man. Here's the point. We got people that pay for shit here. Pay for insurance. All of us. We pay for health. Now, I'm pissed off about this. When I saw this episode, I said, I got to get this out there because I want to hear how other people feel. All right? We got a $4,000 deductible now. Me and my wife. 4. I mean, I got to get hit by a truck before the insurance company even figures out whether or not they want to help me. All right? And then I'll probably be in a coma anyway, and I'll die, and they get off scot-free again. I mean, but when I saw this, though, I said, this is just horseshit. It really is, man. All right? $20 billion aid package to some crap hole in the Middle East, right? Some shit place so they can clean up their shit. $20 million. Does anybody have any idea what $20 million is? I suck at math, but it sounds like a lot. All right? It sounds like a lot of money to me. And I don't know what $20 million could do here. But then we hear, and I'm not talking about the subsidy thing. I don't want to hear anybody start fucking calling in or commenting about, well, that's what subsidies for. No. I'm not talking about subsidies here. I don't want anybody subsidizing my shit. All I'm saying is, why can't everybody in this country get a fair shake at this stuff, though? We can write $20 million checks, $2 billion checks over here and over there. And then we get the politicians turn around and want to tell us, well, we really can't pay for health care and we really can't do this and we really can't do that. We'll go broke. But you're going broke. You're paying for missiles and bullets and all kinds of other shit for some crap hole Ukrainian country. But then we got people in East Palestine that are still waiting for all the chemicals to get out of the water and for somebody to buy their fucking houses because they can't even sell them now so they can get the hell out of there. We got people in Lahaina, Hawaii that got a $750 FEMA check and the place still looks like Armageddon. It looks like a World War II bomb or Hiroshima. Go look at the pictures. Don't take my word for it. They did an interview last year with the drummer from Fleetwood Mac. Mac Fleetwood. I don't know what his name. I think his last name is Fleetwood. Anyway, and he was walking through it and it looked like Hiroshima. Right? And he said, nobody's been here. Nothing's being done. His place got leveled, all wiped out. All his collectible drum sets, all wiped out. I'm sure the guy had, phenomenal insurance and that, but who gives a shit? He'll never get that stuff back. And at his age, he's not going to be able to recoup any of it. Right? You got those poor bastards. You got the East Palestine people. You got the people after a hurricane, right? Running around, beg, borrow, and steal. The people up in, I don't know, where the hell was it? North Carolina, some place up Asheville or Ashland or something. I don't know. Ashwind. I don't know. Some place up in North Carolina. Nobody gave a shit about those people. And then, oh, God forbid, they got a check, right? So I want to see some comments. Are people as pissed off as I am about this? Because this is horseshit, man. It's just horseshit. It really is. I mean, we can just give off billions and billions and billions of dollars to financial aid and bullets and aid packages and God knows what else and water and all this other shit. And yet back in the good old America, I got to hear about this on CBS Morning News about some couple, doctors no less. Both of them were doctors, very intelligent. They knew how to navigate the insurance industry and still they got fucking screwed. All right. Forget about you and I. You imagine where you and I would be? We'd be begging for a Band-Aid. So I don't know. It's just it really grinded my gears. It really pissed me off, and I really felt like I had to talk about that today. And I know it doesn't. Listen, I know it's not auto insurance or or have to do with collision work and auto body, but it does tie in, right? I mean, come on. Just think about what that insurance executive said. He goes, the insurance industry is the only industry where they charge you for things for years on end, and then when you go to use it or you go to ask for the services that you paid for, they go through a myriad of different ways and reasons not to pay you. Phenomenal. I thought I cracked up when I heard that. I'm like, holy shit, that sums it all up, right? And I've talked about that, and from different angles and everything, but. Comment on that, please. I want to see if everybody else is as, ginned up about shit like that. I don't know, man. There's got to be a better way, right? I mean, Trump came up with a way, I don't know whether you hate the guy, you don't like the guy. I don't really give a shit about that. We're talking about business here. He came up with some idea about giving people the money. And I said, you know what? There you go, man. Give the money to the people, right? If anybody was not asleep at the wheel, because I got an eye opener over that too. Apparently, the insurance companies for the last 15 years. Anybody see this shit? They've been getting all these subsidies from the government. That's what this Obamacare bullshit was all about. Folks, wake the hell up, man. Wake up, okay? And I don't give a shit what stripes you wear. All right, this is an American thing. This isn't left or right, center, or anything like that. I know the people on the other side like to turn it into that. It's bullshit. This is all of us, okay? This Obamacare thing was a joke, all right? And if you got half an intelligence and half a brain, listen up. The whole thing lived or died on subsidies, but they weren't paid to people. They were paid to the insurance guys. They were getting millions of dollars, folks. Millions. And you know what they did? They raised the fucking premiums anyway. They had the balls to raise premiums even though they were getting millions of dollars in subsidies. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. Go look. Allstate's stock value is over $140 a share. $140 a share. Go look at these publicly traded insurance companies. How in the hell you're operating an insurance company and you have a stock value that's almost $150 freaking dollars? I don't know, folks. I guess when you get millions of dollars in slush funds, it's easy to juice it. And then on top of that, they want to come into my shop and tell my Allstate customers that they're not paying for shit. It's just an outrage. It's an outrage, a moral outrage, and it's an ethical outrage. It really is. It really is. It's just, it's horseshit. I couldn't believe that when I heard that. I said, holy shit, that's what that freaking Obama thing was all about? Obamacare, it's called, it's the Affordable Care Act. Giving these guys millions. I mean, they showed the money that these insurance company received over the last 12 years or whatever the hell it was, some odd years. And then they show premiums all increased right across the board. Forget about when they first rolled out and they forced us all to have insurance. Remember that bullshit? You got to have insurance or you pay the IRS a fine. Great. Let me run out and get a policy. I run out and get a policy and the fucking thing goes up every year. And then I find out that the insurance guys that are raising my premium are getting subsidized. So they were getting subsidized to fleece us out of our money. Folks, you can't make this shit up. Wake up. If you don't think this rolls over into the personal auto side, you really, I don't know. You must be in a coma then or something. All right. I think we're gonna close things out there. I know I got a little over my skis there, like we like to say in the skiing world. But I don't know, man. That just really lit me up last night when I saw all these people getting fleeced like that. You're going through a horrific thing like that, and then on top of that, you have to fight with the insurance company. It's just a crock of shit. It really is. And look, I'm not looking for free stuff. If you've been following me, you guys know who I am, what I'm about. I'm not that. I'm not I'm not about socialism. I'm a capitalist, but I'm not about crony capitalism. Okay, I'm not about corruption. All right, and I think that's what we got going on. All right, that's what we have going on in a lot of things in this country, and the shit's got to stop. All right. It's part of the reason why the haves, all right, are having more and more and more, and the have-nots are having less and less and less. All right, and it's not because of It's not socialism or communism that's going to solve that. It's just good old, clean ethics and morals. You know, you got to stop the corruption, stop the bullshit. I mean, forget it. We could go on and on with the crap that's going on in Minnesota too. Holy shit. I mean, I don't know how you're not pissed off. Again, whatever side you want to be on, that's great, man. How the hell you're not pissed off out of hearing about that after what I just told everybody? Okay? Really spins your head. It really does. All right, guys, listen, again, welcome to 26. Happy New Year. Look forward to continuing the dialogue and helping the folks out. We're going to really try to, inject a little more lightning into the show. We're going to go back to maybe getting some more guests on. That gets a little rough, with the way things are today. Everybody's on the road, everybody's busy and stuff like that. We're going to work on that. And again, like I said, we're real excited about the Collision Services Network. All right, the relaunch of that. It's going to be great. We'll let you know when that thing is up and running so you can go check it out. All right, and as usual, crash course. All right, looking out for the folks.